What up fam? Today on Crazy Cooks we're going to make some simple and easy buttermilk biscuits. We're going to start off by preheating our oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And in this bowl we have some ice cold self-rising flour. We have 1/4 cup of light brown sugar and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And we're going to go ahead and take our wire whisk and we're going to incorporate these ingredients as best we can, making sure that everything so far is lump free. Right here I have a whole stick of unsalted butter, ice cold, and it's shredded, and I have a tablespoon of shortening. We're going to go ahead and incorporate these ingredients together. We're going to cut this fat into this flour with our wire whisk. Now I suggest that you use a wire whisk, or you could use a pastry cutter or maybe even a fork. I wouldn't suggest you use your hands because that will defeat our purpose of keeping our ingredients cold. Biscuit dough loves to be cold, so keep it cold, guys. And we're going to keep cutting that in until it resembles wet sand, just like this. Now I'm going to take my rubber spatula and I'm going to make a well in the middle of this bowl, and I'm going to pour in 1 1/4 cup of ice cold buttermilk. I'm going to go ahead and take this rubber spatula and incorporate these ingredients as best as possible. Now you guys, it's only going to take 15 mixes to get these ingredients incorporated. Now 15 mixes, it's been proven, it's been tested. 15 mixes. Do not overmix this dough. We do not want to develop the gluten in these biscuits because we want tender biscuits. We don't want little hockey pucks. So 15 mixes and we should be good to go. $14 and $15. Alright guys, that is it. Now here I have some extra flour that we're going to use to flour our surface generously. And we're going to turn out this dough onto our floured surface. Now this dough is super sticky, okay? But sticky biscuit dough is good dough. This is the way that it's supposed to be. Now, the key right here is trying to keep it as cold as possible. It's gonna heat up a little bit, but we don't want it to heat up but so much. We want to try to keep our dough as cold as possible, like I said. So we're going to take some flour and put it on our hands to ensure that this dough doesn't stick, and we're going to combine it together as best we can. We're going to flatten it on out into our best made rectangle, and we're going to create some layers for these biscuits. We're going to take the top and fold it over, press it down, take the bottom and fold it up and press it down. And then we're going to turn our dough. Now if it's still sticky, a little sprinkle of flour will take care of that. So we're going to flatten it back out to a rectangle, and we're going to repeat that step. We're going to fold it over from the top, press it down, fold it over from the bottom, press it down, and we're going to turn our dough. Like I said, if it starts to stick, a little sprinkle of flour. Now don't overdo it with the flour, you guys, because we don't want dry biscuits. A sprinkle will do. Now you can repeat this step between 3 to 5 times. We don't want to do it any more than that because, like I said, we want to keep our dough as cold as possible. So we're going to go ahead and do it one last time. We're going to fold it over from the top, press it down, fold it over from the bottom, and press it down. And then we're going to turn our dough. Then we're going to flatten our dough out. Now it's up to you how you want to do this, because I don't like huge biscuits. I like small biscuits. So if you like big biscuits, then you can, you know, get a cutter of whatever your choice is. I chose a glass because it had the right size circle at the end. Now you can use a bigger cup or whatever, or a cookie cutter, but I chose a glass. We're going to flatten this surface out to about 1 inch to 1/2 inch. Mine is about 1/2 inch thick. And I'm going to take my glass and dip it into that flour, and going to press it straight down and up. Straight down and up. We don't want to twist our cutter. If you twist your cutter, you can potentially make it so that your biscuits don't rise. So we're going to press down and up. And what I suggest you do is make sure that you cut them as close together as possible so that you can get as many biscuits as you can out of your first cutting. And I'll show you why later. So now I'm going to take my cutout biscuits and I'm going to put it on a parchment paper lined cookie sheet. Now when you reconstitute your dough, when you reflatten it and cut it out again, your biscuits aren't going to be as pretty as the first ones, but they'll still taste just as great. Now I'm going to take my finger and put an indentation into each one of our biscuits to ensure that when they rise, they do not fall over. I'm going to take some melted butter and I'm going to go ahead and butter each one of these biscuits on the top. Butter never hurt anything, you guys. You know, butter makes everything better. Everything. Okay, so once we butter these biscuits, we're going to put them into our 400-degree oven. And once we put them in there, they're going to stay in for about 10 to 12 minutes. And when they come out, you're going to get these beauties. Look at them, all golden brown and delicious. These biscuits are piping hot. We're going to go ahead and take the rest of our butter and we're going to butter them one more time. Can't have enough butter on biscuits, guys. You know that. You can't have enough butter. Butter, butter, butter. And now I'm going to take one of these biscuits and I'm going to break it open as best I can. These biscuits are hot, you guys. Piping hot. Check that out. Check out those layers that we created. A beautiful, tender, hot, golden brown biscuit. And it's burning my fingers. I had to put it down, but I'm going to pick it back up and let you see again the beautiful layers that you created. I want to thank you for joining me on this episode of Chrissy Cooks. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, you guys, peace.